A heated meeting tonight in Sylvester. Worth County NAACP leaders invited parents and students of Worth County High School to meet with a civil rights attorney. Dozens of parents and students voiced their concerns after the controversial drug search Friday. WALB News 10's Raisa Buckles joins us live to show us what happened.
Jim, the room was filled with parents who were upset after they say they feel their kids were violated during the Worth County Sheriff's Office random drug search at the high school.
She said the officer went at angles both sides and she was underneath her panty line.
Worth County High School parent recapping how her daughter was treated by police.
It has triggered a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, she's been crying and depressed.
Like many other parents, Amaryllis Coleman describes a disturbing reaction from her daughter, Chrislyn Parker, a Worth County senior who was patted down during a controversial drug search by Worth County Sheriff's Office on Friday. Many parents have filed civil complaints against the Sheriff's Office.
I'm just so glad that they kind of, took front lead.
After not being able to reach Worth County Sheriff Jeff Hobby, Coleman says the Sylvester Worth County NAACP chapter was her first call.
So all this performance that went on by Worth County Sheriff's Department.
Whitby says the community is extremely upset.
The officers first of all, did an illegal search. They groped the kids, and the parents are outraged.
I'm furious.
He believes they violated the students' 4th and 14th Amendment rights. And because of that, Whitby is pushing for the removal of Sheriff Hobby.
I doubt this fire ever burns out until he's gone.
The whole community is upset about this. Our children were violated, and we're banding together.
Sylvester Worth County NAACP chapter is starting a petition to remove Sheriff Hobby from his office. They hope to collect enough signatures to send to the governor's office.
A random drug search at Worth County High School on Friday has left some parents angry and demanding answers. Officials with the Worth County Sheriff's Department entered the school Friday morning with K-9 units and pat down every student there.
WALB News 10's Amanda Hoskins has been in Worth County all day. She joins us live down in Sylvester with the details of the search.
The good news tonight is that during their search on Friday, the Worth County Sheriff's Department didn't find any drugs on any of the students. The bad news is the physical way that they did their search has left many parents very upset. I spoke with the interim Worth County superintendent today, and he says in all his years of being in education, he's never seen anything like the way the search was done, and he doesn't condone it. He says it's understandable that parents are concerned about the search that happened on Friday. Walters says in March, Sheriff Jeff Hobby had told him his department was going to do a drug search at the school following the students' spring break. Now, Walters assumed the search would be similar to ones that he had seen in his 40-plus years of education, but from his experiences, the way Friday's search was done was very unusual. He says the canines were brought in, then each student was pat down by deputies. Parents are saying the same thing. Many claim students were patted down very aggressively. Sheriff Jeff Hobby would not go on camera today, but he told me he felt the search was necessary. At the end of March, 11 people and several juveniles were taken into custody for a series of burglaries on Woodcrest Road. He says during the course of those investigations, his investigators found evidence that there were drug activities going on at the high school, and that's what led to this search. Now, in the student handbook, it says school officials may search a student if there is reasonable suspicion the student has an illegal item. Hobby says he was able to search every student simply because he had an administrator with him. Today, we spoke with Worth County Schools attorney Tommy Coleman, and he says in order for the sheriff's office to search any students, they'd have to have reason to believe there was some kind of criminal activity or the student had possession of contraband or drugs.
If you don't have that, then the search would violate an individual's rights and violate the constitutional rights and the Fourth Amendment right against illegal search and unreasonable search and seizures.
Sylvester Police Department did their own search back on March 17th. They were not able to find any drugs either. When I spoke with the sheriff today and asked him why he did a search so soon after, he says that he doesn't think the search done by the Sylvester Police Department was thorough enough. Coming up tonight, we'll hear from the superintendent himself. And tonight at 11, you can hear from some parents about their concerns. For now, I'm live in Sylvester. Amanda Hoskins, WALB News 10.
We are now learning the name of the suspect to be charged in the weekend shooting in Valdosta.
Parents are concerned tonight after a random drug search at a Worth County high school. Nothing was found during the search, but as WALB News 10's Amanda Hoskins reports, there are still many questions left unanswered.
I've never been involved with anything like that ever in the past in 21 years, and I don't condone it.
Interim Worth County Superintendent Lawrence Walters says he understands parents' concern about the drug search at Worth County High School on Friday. Walters says back in March, Sheriff Jeff Hobby told him his department was going to do a drug search at the school after spring break.
We did not give permission, but they didn't ask for permission.
Walters assumed the search would be similar to ones he had seen in his 40-plus years in education. From his experiences, the way Friday's search was done was unusual.
Under no circumstances did we approve touching any students.
Walters says canines were brought in, then each student was pat down by deputies. Parents say the same thing. Many claim their students were patted down aggressively. Sheriff Jeff Hobby would not go on camera, but he told me he felt the search was necessary. At the end of March, 11 people and several juveniles were taken into custody for a series of burglaries on Woodcrest Road. He says during those investigations, Worth County investigators found evidence there were drug activities going on at the school. In the student handbook, it says school officials may search a student if there is reasonable suspicion the student has an illegal item. Hobby says he was able to search every student simply because he had an administrator with him. Attorney Tommy Coleman says in order for the sheriff's office to search any students, they'd have to have reason to believe there was some kind of criminal activity or the student had possession of contraband or drugs.
The laying on of hands and patting them down and that kind of thing, you need to move towards some reason to believe that Johnny or Mary or whatever the kid's name is has done something that would warrant that kind of more intrusive investigation.
Cops detain entire school, illegally search/grope 900 kids find nothing, parents furious. Worth County, GA children feel violated, parents are furious, and a lawsuit is getting filed after the Worth County Sheriff's Office conducted an illegal search of 900 students in the name of the war on drugs. The rights-violating, intrusive and aggressive pat-downs and drug dog searches yielded absolutely nothing. On April 14, when the students of Worth County High School returned from spring break, they arrived at school to find a police state had taken over. The sheriff and his deputies with no probable cause detained and illegally searched every single child in the school, all 900 of them. When kids went home that day to tell their parents what happened, naturally, they were furious as it is a gross violation of the children's Fourth Amendment rights. It's essentially a Fourth Amendment violation, said attorney Mark Begnaud. It's 900 illegal searches, suspicion-less pat-downs, suspicion-less searches. Naturally, Sheriff Jeff Hobby is standing by this rights violation on a massive scale, noting that as long as a school administrator was present, the search of the children was legal. Apparently, in the sheriff's mind, school administrators can usurp the constitutional rights of children in favor of unlawful police searches. But school officials and the student rule book disagree. In the student handbook, it says school officials may search a student only if there is reasonable suspicion the student has an illegal item. As WALB reports, Worth County Schools attorney Tommy Coleman said in order for the sheriff's office to search any students, they'd had to have reason to believe there was some kind of criminal activity or the student had possession of contraband or drugs. Read more. Police evict homeless man from his forest home. His last request is to watch them demolish it. If you don't have that, then the search would violate an individual's rights, said Coleman. It violates the constitutional right and enforcing them the right against unreasonable search and seizures. Interim Worth County Superintendent Lawrence Walters said he understands parents' concerns about the drug search at Worth County High School on Friday, according to WALB. I've never been involved with anything like that ever in the past 21 years and I don't condone it, said Walters. Walters said he was notified that there was be a search but pointed out that he did not give permission nor did he approve the mass groping of children. We did not give permission but they didn't ask for permission, he just said, the sheriff, that he was going to do it after spring break, said Walters. Under no circumstances did we approve touching any students, explained Walters. Adding insult to injury, many students complained that they got far more than just a pat-down. At least one deputy's searches were found to be too intrusive. Image, http://pixel.watch/QT7. According to Hobby, it was later discovered that one of the deputies had exceeded instructions given by Hobby and conducted a pat-down of some students that was considered to be too intrusive. When multiple students complained about being groped by the intrusive deputy, Sheriff Hobby ensured parents and school officials that corrective action was taken to make sure the behavior will not be repeated. Exactly who that cop was and what corrective action was taken, remains a mystery. I'm okay with them doing the search, if it was done appropriately like the school has done in the past, said father of two Jonathan Luke. But when they put their hands on my son, that's crossing the line. Read more, police cover up. Cops seized man's camera after shooting his brother, Walter Scott, in the back. Aside from not finding a single bit of contraband, the sheriff's search was also entirely uncalled for as the Sylvester Police Department did a search on March 17 just a few weeks before and found no drugs. But Hobby told reporters he didn't think that search was thorough enough, so he decided to do his own. And, this time, he'd grope every student. Now, many of the parents are planning a lawsuit against the sheriff's office which will likely be the only means of holding this man and his department accountable. As for the 900 counts of deprivation of rights under the color of law that the sheriff should be facing, not a single charge has been levied against the department. This is what school has become in a police state.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.